flash back to the game that happened in Jos, the second game over the weekend. Plateau United, Enyimba. Enyimba scored, Plateau United equalized, went into the second half, the very end of the game. 5 minutes of added time was raised. And the goal that Plateau United scored was in the 96th minute. And everybody, there was a melee, there was noise, there was shout. No, there was no violence, there was no trouble, but people, the Enyimba fans and the players were not happy. Some of them wanted to go out. They were shouting at the referee that the time was up and all that. So let's flash back a little bit. Look at the screen. 90th minute. And then a player and the goalkeeper went down. Oloruleke Ojo went down for Enyimba and ran the clock for almost 2 minutes or even more. Can you see that? Just see the count. So the count for 2 minutes. Now, what does the rule says about when added time have been raised and then there is injury, there is substitution, or there is water break or anything? I've been following football since, say, 1986 when I was 9 years old. And I've played this game, I've coached it, I've owned a team. I've also read these IFAB rules here and there. There is always updates. But let's go to a professional referee who's got 12 years experience to judge. Idowu Adepoju is a top-rated Nigerian referee that I've officiated in the NPFL for a very long time. Let's go to him and find out what the rule says, and then I'll come back and give you my take on it.
My name is Idowu Adepoju, a Premier League referee of 12 years between 2010 and 2022. I retired just last year, and it's a pleasure being here to talk about added time in football. According to the laws of the game from IFAB Law 7, it states that referees must play allowance for time lost through substitutions, through cautions, through attending injuries, and through water break in case they are playing under hot conditions. And so if a referee has indicated 5 minutes added time, and within that 5 minutes there is any of the above mentioned, either a player was to be cautioned, there's another substitution, or a player was injured and medics need to come into the field and assess and treat him, so that time must be played. Like every substitution takes like 30 seconds. So if there's 2 substitutions, that is 1 minute. So that is why if a referee has indicated time for added time to be 5 minutes and any of those things happen, the referee is still obliged to play the time lost. The referee must play the time lost, so there should not be any hula baloo about the referee's added time or a goal being scored after the time has been indicated. We saw it in the last World Cup, how referees were adding times because of time lost. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Idowu. Like, it's good when you have a professional who knows his onion, who understands the rules of the game. So you see what they say about Article 7 of the IFAB rules of the game. Now, let me clear you one thing. As a professional footballer, referees, coaches always tell players sometimes wind down the clock. But winding down the clock is not always falling down and calling for treatment. That might be to your detriment because you're 1-1, the home team wants to win, momentum is on their side. When you're falling down, you think you're breaking their momentum. What you're actually doing is annoying them and they really want to beat you. The best way to wind down the clock, my coach in Sweden will say, keep the possession. 2 ways to keep possession. Take the ball to the corner flag of the opposition team. Make sure they don't get possession. Work on them to the point that they commit a foul or you win a corner kick. And then you start the process again and again and again until the final whistle is blown. That's 1. 2, if you can't do that, keep the ball such a way that you're knocking the ball around and they are running because you're comfortable, you want to get a draw or you're leading. You're just comfortable with that. That is the best way to wind down the clock. I think that Enyimba players shot themselves in the foot. Did they have a good game in Plateau? Obviously. Could they have gotten a draw? Obviously, they could have gotten a draw. But you see, the thing about football is there is nothing absolute. The more you think that you already have it, the more likely you're going to lose it. It's happened before. Last-minute winners always happen in football. So for those of you who think that the referee robbed you, I just want us to look at this and say to ourselves, it was more of Enyimba's players' inexperience and lack of focus that cost them the game, not the referee. That's me on Flashback. My name is Edafe Matthew. You love to call me the Lebota Sports. Bye.